study shows spending too much time sitting behind that desk can be deadly. A study backed by Columbia University finding the longer you sit, the shorter you might live.
As technology increases the amount of time people sit, health experts are becoming more concerned.
Sitting is the new smoking. Not very good news,
Research shows all that time in a chair could kill you, even if you exercise.
For every hour of sitting, there was a 46% decrease in the ability to perform everyday tasks in those over 60.
Studies show that the more we sit, the higher our risk for developing dozens of chronic conditions.
The health risk of a sedentary lifestyle, which is as high as smoking, as high as obesity.
From the survey, the reason for back pain was sitting too long in one position.
From cancer and diabetes to cardiovascular and liver diseases. For older adults, every hour spent sitting is linked to a 50% greater risk of becoming disabled.
According to the British Chiropractic Association, the total number of people off sick from work with back pain increased last year by 29%. From the survey, the reason for back pain was sitting too long in one position.
So let's analyze this chiropractically and see why chiropractic we believe walking is much better than sitting. Average Joe gets up every day, go take a shower, and sits at the breakfast table. And sometimes we do that with our family. We go sit with our family to have breakfast. And then what we do with our kids, we send them to school. What they do in school, they go sit in a classroom and they sit. What we do, we go sit in our car for 45 minutes, sometimes half an hour, and go to our jobs. What we do on our job, we sit at the desk and we are looking forward to lunch. What we do at lunch, we go to some restaurant and we sit some more in the restaurant. We go back to our work, and after a very, very long day, we go back home to sit at the dinner table. What we do after dinner? We want to watch a movie. What we do, we sit in our comfort chair to sit and see a movie. Over the weekend, we take our family to movie theater, and guess what we do? We sit some more. Or we take our wife or our girlfriend for dinner at the restaurant to sit. And what we do during Sundays, we go to the church and sit some more. In this video, we're going to talk about 2 reasons why sitting is a new smoking. Number 1, I'm going to talk about ribs and the restriction of the ribs while we are sitting. And number 2 is the sacrum, the bone, the last bone in our spine. And when this bone gets restricted, restricts our cerebrospinal fluid that goes and has to do everything from maintaining our brain and our nervous system. First, let's talk about the rib. You see, ribs are connected to spine, and every time they move, either rotate and go up and down, and what happens, they create a vacuum inside the rib cage and we breathe. When this action gets restricted, that itself, it causes our breathing to be less efficient when we are sitting versus when we're standing. Also, this breathing, it moves a bone, last bone at the bottom of our spine called sacrum. It does move, and the movement of this bone, as we will see later animation, it does create movement, liquid inside our spine called cerebrospinal fluid. Now, what happens when we sit on our bone, this sacrum also could get tilted. And the tilting of this bone, it could tilt our whole spine. Now you will see this gentleman, which is me, is explaining to a different video how when we breathe, all the organ push down. And that sacrum that you will see the last triangular shape, it goes back and forth. This movement creates a pumping action for this fluid that goes around our brain. We call it cerebrospinal fluid. And that maintains our nervous system and our brain. So here you go, you can see only 2 of many of 1,000 reasons sitting is a new smoking. Thank you for listening and have a great and healthy day.